I was 16 in my junior year of high school. My school was huge, 3 floors tall, and yet still overcrowded. Some classes were even held in makeshift rooms in old storage areas. One of these was my study hall, tucked away in a forgotten corner of the basement. The basement had a history. It used to be a fallout shelter back in the 60s, but over time it was repurposed. The walls were cracked, the air was stale, and there was always a faint, musty smell lingering. Most students hated being down there. I didn't mind, until one particular day. I was sitting in the basement study hall, absent-mindedly flipping through my notebook when the loudspeaker crackled to life. Attention all students and staff, we are now in lockdown. Please follow protocol and remain silent. The announcement ended with a sharp click. My classmates exchanged nervous glances. Our teacher, Mr. Bell, locked the door and motioned for everyone to get low and stay quiet. I checked my phone, but there were no details about what was happening. Then I noticed something odd. The basement hallway lights were still on. Normally, during a lockdown, everything went dark, but the dim, flickering fluorescence continued buzzing overhead. Then came the footsteps. Heavy, slow, deliberate. They echoed through the empty hallway, growing louder, closer. At first, I assumed it was security checking doors, but something felt off. Mr. Bell looked just as uneasy, his brow furrowed as he glanced toward the locked door. A shadow moved past the small window on the door. It wasn't a teacher or an officer. The silhouette was wrong, too tall, too thin. The handle rattled. I could hear my classmates holding their breath, trying not to make a sound. The rattling stopped, then a whisper came from the other side of the door. "I see you." A collective shiver ran through the room. My heart was pounding so loud I thought it would give me away. Mr. Bell motioned for us to stay put as he crawled towards his desk to grab his phone. That's when we heard it. The sound of metal scraping against metal, a long, agonizing screech. It was coming from the air vents above us. The realization hit me at the same time as everyone else. Whoever was out there wasn't just trying to get in through the door, they were trying to get in from above. Then something banged against the vent cover, hard. Dust trickled down as the old screws strained against the impact. Someone, or something, was trying to force its way through the duct. A girl in the corner let out a whimper. Mr. Bell shot her a panicked look, silently begging her to stay quiet. Another bang. The screws popped loose, the vent cover clattered to the ground, and a pair of pale, dirt-covered hands gripped the edges of the opening. Mr. Bell lunged forward, grabbing a chair and slamming it against the vent opening. The thing above us let out a guttural, inhuman sound before retreating into the darkness of the duct. For a moment, the only sound was my own ragged breathing. Then a new noise. Faint at first, growing louder. A tapping sound coming from all around us. The vents, the walls, even the floor. More of them. Suddenly, the loudspeaker crackled again. "Lockdown is over. Please exit the building immediately." Mr. Bell hesitated. The announcement had come too soon. But then, another voice, clearer, urgent, came from his phone. "Do not open that door. There's an intruder in the building. Stay hidden." That was when I realized the announcement wasn't from the school. It was coming from the vents. The tapping stopped. Mr. Bell didn't waste a second. He ushered us toward the emergency exit at the back of the basement. He punched in the override code and forced the heavy door open. We ran out into the daylight, gasping for air as sirens wailed in the distance. The school was swarmed with police. They cleared the building, but no intruder was ever found. Security footage showed nothing but static for the entire lockdown. The next day, the school permanently sealed off the basement level. No one was allowed back down there. But sometimes, when I pass by the old stairwell, I swear I can still hear the faint sound of tapping, coming from below. Some say the school was never the same after that night. The whispers, the rumors, the fear, it all lingered like a shadow no one could escape. The basement remained locked, forgotten. But some nights, when the halls were empty, the tapping would return. The horrors may end for now, but some nightmares never truly fade. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, make sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. There are more terrifying stories waiting for you in the dark. Click the bell icon unless you prefer to be caught off guard by the next nightmare. Sleep tight if you can.